Hello everyone, my name is Alex. It's Alexandra Jane Yoga on all different social media platforms. Hello to those of you that are joining. We're gonna get started in a few minutes. Take your time to get settled. Hello. So this will be a 45-minute class. I'll go over all the introductions and everything in a few minutes, waiting for you guys to get signed on. If you have any questions before we start, then you can leave them in the comments now. And if you will be practicing with me today, with us, then we will need a few pillows. So if you could just grab at least one pillow, that would be great. Hello, Mathilde. I hope you all are having a good Sunday. I think a lot of you are probably in Chicago like me, so the weather is not great. So we're just gonna get cozy inside here together. So I'll give a quick little introduction about this class and what we're doing. So my name is Alex, and it's Alexandra Jane Yoga on Instagram, YouTube, my website. And I am a Shorshim alum. I did Birthright with Shorshim, and it was an amazing trip. And so now I am really happy to be bringing you a 45-minute yoga practice to wind down. Also, we're going to be doing some dynamic movements, so you will be getting some energy as well. So what is this class? It's Yin Yang Yoga. And what is Yin Yang Yoga? So it combines yin with yang. And yang is more that vinyasa, ashtanga, hatha practice that you guys are probably all familiar with. So during the yang portion, which will be at the beginning, the first half, it's more muscular. We're working on strengthening the muscles and stretching the muscles. Whereas in yin, we're gonna hold the postures more statically, and the focus is on stretching the connective tissues. So we really want to be comfortable and making sure that we're listening to our body throughout the whole class. And what we'll need are a few pillows. So if you could take a moment to go grab some pillows, and then when you're ready, just sit down on your mat in a comfortable position. You can bring the pillows underneath the hips. Then bring a pillow underneath the hips if you would like as well. Take your time. Find a comfortable seated position. We'll begin by connecting to the breath. Inhale fully. Open the mouth, exhale, release, let everything go. Inhale fully. Open the mouth, again, let everything go. One more time. Inhale fully. Return to the breath. Inhale fully. Hold the breath for 1, 2, exhale fully, hold, 1, 2, inhale fully, hold, 1, 2, exhale, hold, 1, 2, inhale fully, hold, 1, 2, exhale. Hold, 1, 2, inhale fully. 1, 2, exhale. For 1, 2. Continue doing that with your own breath, your own counts. Stay connected to the breath and bring all of your attention to the breath. Slowly return to your natural breath. And we'll begin today by stretching out the neck. So bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Stay here and just keep the shoulders as low as you can. Release the shoulders, release any tension in the forehead or the jaw. And now bring the chin slightly in, look at the floor. It's a very subtle movement. Listen to what's going on in your body. Come back with the ear over the shoulder, and now we bring the gaze to the ceiling. Keep the shoulders low, the sit bones grounded. Come back with the ear over the shoulder, the head comes up to the center, and then left ear to left shoulder. Keep that right shoulder down. Gaze is directly in front of you. Feel light with the upper body. Gaze to the floor. Ear comes back over the shoulder, gaze comes up. Long inhale. Long exhale, bring the ear back over the shoulder and then the head to center. We're going to do a few circles with the head and really move through all of those movements that we just did. So you start over to the right side, chin comes in, gaze comes down. Keep the head down, move through center, to the left. Gaze comes to the sky, and back to the right side. Keep moving in this direction. Move slowly, and if you feel tension in any area, then stop there. Breathe into that area. Begin doing circles in the other direction now. One more circle. And the next time your head comes through center, stay there. We're going to do a few shoulder circles. So bring the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Keep moving like that. You can really exaggerate the movement. Keep breathing. And now start to move in the other direction with the shoulders. One more circle. Come back to center. We'll begin to stretch the back. So we're moving down the body. Bring both hands to the knees, palms of the hands on the knees. We inhale, we open through the chest, gaze comes up, hips back. Exhale, round the spine, gaze to the belly button, chin comes in. Straighten the arms, push into the knees. Inhale to open, and exhale, round. Inhale, open, bend the elbows, elbows hug into the body. Exhale, round. 2 more times. Inhale, open, and exhale, round. Inhale to open, exhale, round. Come back through center with the shoulders over the hips. Stretch both legs out in front of you. Bring the right foot on top of the left knee, so the foot comes past the knee. Both hands come behind you, and then slowly bring the left foot to the floor. So we're stretching out through the hips. Both feet are flexed, so the right toes point towards the ceiling. Keep the shoulders relaxed, and then to intensify the stretch, you bring the foot closer to you, and if it's too intense, the left foot comes further away. So find your intensity. A few more breaths here. Keep the spine long. One more long inhale. Long exhale. The left leg comes to the floor, the right foot to the inner thigh. Inhale, long spine, and we're going to fold from our hips so our lower back stays long. Maybe you even bring the hand to the lower back so that you can feel it staying long as you move forward. For some of you, you already can't have a straight back here, so just work on getting that upright position and not necessarily folding forward. The important thing is to feel it in the back of the left leg, so as long as you feel that stretch, you're doing the right pose. If you're folded forward, you can release the head if it's comfortable for the neck. About 3 more breaths. Inhale, come back up. Extend the right leg. The left foot, the left ankle comes over the right knee, slightly higher than the knee. Both hands come behind you, and the right foot comes to the mat. Move slowly. Find that distance that feels right for you. It won't necessarily be the same as on the other side. If you want to intensify, the right foot comes closer to you. At the same time as you're bringing that right knee closer to you, imagine that the left knee is pulling away so that we feel a stretch in the left hip. Keep breathing. One more long inhale. Long exhale. Right leg moves to the ground. Left foot to the inner thigh. Inhale for a long spine. Maybe the right hand comes to the lower back. Find length. And exhale, fold over the legs. Don't feel like you have to grab onto anything or force anything here. We're just getting started. Three more breaths. Two. On your next inhale, come back over the legs. Bring both feet to the mat, the knees bent. Grab behind the knees. Find that groundingness in the sit bones, and the feet come off the floor, boat pose. The knees can stay bent, hands behind the knees. If you want to intensify, you bring the hands forward, or maybe you even stretch the legs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet come to the floor, hands to each side of the hips. Try to lift the hips up. Bring them back down, and we'll do that one more time. Find the same position as on the other side. You can grab the back of the knees, arms forward, maybe the legs extend. Keep the spine long, shoulders far from the ears. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Bring the feet back down. Lift the hips up. The hips come back down. Roll over the knees, hands and knees. Make sure that the hands, the wrists are underneath the shoulders, and the knees are about hip width distance. We're going to do a few circles around the wrists just to warm them up. So bring the shoulders in circles around the wrists in one direction. And feel how the weight distributes in the hands. So the weight is not only in the wrists when we're on our hands in yoga, it's also on the fingers. And if at any point you do feel wrist pain during the practice, then come out of the pose. Move in the other direction now. Move slowly, feel the weight distribution. And come back through center, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, open the heart, the hips and the head towards the ceiling. And exhale, push into the hands around the spine. Keep pushing into the hands around the spine even more. Inhale to open. Exhale around, bring the chin to the chest, push to the ground. Inhale, open. And exhale around the spine. A few more times like that. Continue with your own breath. Come back through center on your next inhale. Tuck the toes underneath, and we're going to lift the knees up off the floor. Spread the fingers wide. Feel that weight through the hands, and just bring the knees off the floor. Lower belly in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Long inhale. Long exhale. We come back up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Bring the left leg far behind you. Right foot far behind. So we're in plank pose. Don't move the feet or the hands. And exhale, come up to downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs, bend one knee, and then the other to start warming up the backs of the legs. Feet are hip width distance or maybe a little bit wider depending on what's comfortable for you. Keep bending one knee and then the other. Keep breathing. And now find a static pose. The spine is long, the knees can be bent, and the heels do not have to touch the floor. Start to walk the feet slowly forward until they come behind the hands. Grab the elbows with each hand, bend the knees as much as you need to, and stay here in ragdoll. You can keep it static, or maybe you bring some movement into it, rock from side to side. We're here for a few breaths, so really find something comfortable for you where you're opening the backs of the legs, knees as bent as you need. One more breath. Come back through center, and vertebrae by vertebrae, we come up to standing. The head comes up last. Hands to either side of the hips. Stay here. Find the stability. And we'll do a half sun salutation. Inhale, the hands come up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the floor or on the shins. We inhale, long spine. Keep that neck long as well. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, the hands to the sky. Exhale, hands by the side. One more time like that. Inhale, the hands come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, the hands to the sky. Exhale, the hands by the side. We'll begin to add on to that. Inhale, the hands come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, step the right foot back, knee comes to the ground. If your kneecaps are sore, you can fold the mat underneath and bring the knee there, or you could even bring the knee onto a pillow. Inhale, the hands come up. Exhale, the hips come over the right knee, hands towards the back. Inhale, forward, and exhale, back. 2 more times like that. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Hands come to frame the front foot. Step it back, high plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Lower all the way to the mat. The hands are slightly behind the shoulders, forehead on the mat. Push the feet into the floor. Feel that engagement. And inhale, you come up for low cobra. Make sure that you're using the back muscles by bringing the hands up off the floor. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Inhale to lift. Bring the hands up off the floor. Keep the neck long so the gaze is at the floor slightly in front of you. And exhale, lower. 1 more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. And rise to downward facing dog. To find the right distance between the feet and the hands, you can move through plank and then bring the hips up. We're here for 2 long breaths. Inhale, the right leg comes up. Step the foot in between the hands. Come up for high lunge. Really take that time to bring the front foot. So maybe you grab it with the right hand, bring it in line with the left hand, and inhale, rise for high lunge. Bend the left knee slightly. We're going to find that engagement in the left leg. Bring in the core, bring in the lower belly, and now push through the left heel. You're going to feel that engagement in the leg. Exhale to warrior 2. Back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Gaze over the right hand. Two more breaths here. Bend into the front knee even more. Shoulders directly over the hips. Lower belly in. Push into that left foot. Left leg engaged. And inhale, hands come up overhead. Feet come parallel. You're facing the side of the mat. Hands come to the hips. Inhale, look up, gaze up, and exhale, forward fold. Hands can come to the mat. If the hands don't quite make it to the floor, then you can widen the stance a little bit more. 3 more breaths here. If your hands are easily on the floor, keep the fingertips pointing forward or towards the side of the mat, and just walk the hands in line with the feet. Bring the weight further to the front of the feet. 1 more breath. And after the exhale, the hands come to the hips. Long spine. Inhale to come back up. We're going to come back over our right leg. Place both hands to frame the front foot. Step it back. High plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gaze at the front of the mat. And step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale for a long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, the hands by the side. You're doing great. We're going to do the same thing on the other side now. Inhale, the hands come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, step the left foot back, knee to the ground. If you have a sensitive kneecap, fold the mat underneath a second time. Inhale, the hands come up. Exhale, bring the hands back. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. 1 more time. Stay with the breath. Move with your own breath this time. We come back forward. Hands come to frame the front right foot. Step it back, high plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra. Keep the elbows bent, hugging in towards the body. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Long spine, lower belly in. Gaze in between the feet or in between the knees. Inhale, the left foot comes up. Step it in between the hands. Take your time. Bring that foot all the way to the front of the mat. Inhale, high lunge. Bend the back knee. Bring in the lower belly, and now straighten the right leg. Feel as if you're pushing into an imaginary wall with the right foot. Open up to warrior 2. I'm just going to change directions on my mat so I'm facing you. Stay where you are in this warrior 2 position. The right foot parallel to the back of the mat. Gaze over the left hand. Inhale, the hands come up, feet parallel, hands to the hips. Inhale, look up, and exhale, fold over in between the 2 legs. Hands to the floor, or you can keep them on the hips. 3 more breaths. Weight comes to the front of the feet. It will help you get further into the fold. Inhale fully through the nose. And open the mouth. Exhale, let it go. One more time. Inhale fully. Open the mouth. Hands to the hips. Inhale, long spine, come up. Bring both hands to frame that left foot. And move the left foot back, high plank. We're going to lower all the way to the ground. So maybe the knees come down. Otherwise, try to keep the knees up and lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Stay here for a moment. You can extend the arms next to you. Put a cheek on the mat. We're moving into the yin portion of the practice, which is statically held poses for, we'll be holding them anywhere from 1 to 4 minutes. So during this portion, we move slower. We don't push ourselves. We stay connected to the body. We're going to start off with a heart opener. I'm going to give you different versions that you can do, so choose what works best for you. So for some people, they might have some lower back problems, so they're not going to go into anything too intense. You just stack your hands and place the head over the hands. And it feels like a small movement, but since we are staying here for a while, this is a heart opener, this is a gentle back bend. If this feels okay for you and you would like to go further, then bring the feet mat width distance. The elbows come to the mat, forearms down. The hands are directly in front of the elbows, and move the elbows further forward than you would in a normal vinyasa class. So the elbows are in front of the shoulders and on the mat. You grip the mat with the hands slightly. If you feel any compression in the lower back, then engage the glutes. You can feel the difference that creates. And if you would like to go even further, then the hands come mat width distance, and you come up off of the elbows. Stay in something that feels okay for you today. If you are on the hands, you can bring a pillow underneath the ribs. It can feel nice. You can do that even if you're on the elbows as well. Keep breathing here. If you have any questions, I'm checking the Instagram right now. Hopefully it's going well for all of you. That long breath. In yin, we try to stay in the same pose the whole time, but if for whatever reason you need to come out and go to another variation, that's always possible. So the least intense one is the one that I'm in right now. I just have my hands stacked and my forehead on my hands. About 1 more minute here. Check in with yourself. Where are you feeling the stretch? What is it bringing up for you emotionally or mentally? If you're up on the elbows or the hands, it feels nice to release the head to the floor. That is an option. If few more breaths. Exhale, come all the way down. Just rest here for a moment on your stomach. You can bring the opposite cheek to the mat this time. Now we extend the right arm out towards the right side. So as if we're forming a right angle, 90-degree angle with the body. The hand is on the same level as the shoulder. Bring the right cheek to the mat. So the right cheek comes down, left hand to the mat. Push into the left hand, bend the left knee. Stay here if you're already feeling it in the right shoulder. Otherwise, the left foot can come onto the mat. It can come in front of the right leg, or the left foot comes behind the right leg. Keep listening to the body and what's coming up. Don't move too far. We're holding it for a total of 2 minutes, so we really want to stay connected to what's coming up. Palm of the right hand is on the floor. Actually, both palms are on the floor. The left hand is being used for stability. Keep breathing through this. Feel the shoulders slowly opening up. About 30 more seconds. Slowly come back onto the stomach. Be prepared to do the same thing on the other side. So the left hand, left palm on the ground in line with the left shoulder. Left cheek, left ear to the ground, right hand in front of you. Push into the right hand to bend the right knee. Maybe the right knee stays on the floor, or the foot comes to the mat in front or behind the left leg. Stay gentle with yourself. For a lot of people, the hardest part about yin isn't necessarily physical, but it's everything that's coming up emotionally or mentally. Just remember that as long as you're listening to your body, you can hold this. Don't move too far. But you do have the capacity to hold a pose statically for a few minutes. Breathe into the area where you feel the stretch. About 30 more seconds. Slowly make your way back onto your stomach. Stay here for a moment. Integrate the posture. And we're going to move into a counter posture, so we're stretching out the opposite sides of the shoulders. To do that, we come back to that Sphinx pose. So with the elbows on the ground. And I'll explain this twice, so if you don't get it the first time, I'll explain it again closer to the camera. But we're going to bring the right palm of the hand to the floor and slide it behind the left elbow. Make sure that you have your pillow nearby, because we're going to come and rest our head on the pillow. The left arm stretches forward. So what we have here is the right arm across the body on the floor and the left arm reaching forward. So what that looks like is this. If you're there, you can stay. Otherwise, I'll show it to you again. So we start in Sphinx pose with the elbows on the ground. Then we slide the right hand underneath the left shoulder. The right arm is on the floor in front of the chest, left arm forward, and then the head can come onto the pillow. Keep breathing here. Notice what's coming up. Release the bottom half of the body fully. There is also the option to have the head rest directly on the right arm, or on the floor if you have that mobility. Right palm on the ground, and if you want, you can start to try to walk the right hand more towards the left side. A few more breaths. Come back onto the elbows. And this time it's the left hand that comes behind the right elbow. You walk the left hand more towards the right side, palm of the hand stays down. Right hand moves forward, head to a pillow, or it can come on the arm, or even directly to the ground, if that's comfortable for you. And really try to relax the muscles here. During the Yang, the vinyasa portion at the beginning, we were working on the muscles. Now we're working more on the connective tissues. And in Yin, gravity is actually what does most of the work, so we don't push ourselves into any positions. Our body will naturally go there. We just start off slow, and then gravity and the body will bring us there. About 30 more seconds. come back up, remove the pillow out from under you, and come to lay on your backs. Stay on your back for a moment. And then slowly, you come to one side and push yourself up to seated. You want to have your pillows close by for this next posture. If you have 2 pillows, that's great. You can also do it with 1 pillow. It just has to be long enough. Or you can do it without pillows as well. Anything will work. So, you bring the pillows to behind the hips. The feet, the legs, come into butterfly. Try to have at least 10 inches, 1 foot in between the hips and the feet. You can stay here, or we're going to lie down over the pillows. Find the right height for you, what feels right with the pillows, and maybe the pillows don't feel good and you'll just lie down onto the mat, the floor. And then if for whatever reason this doesn't feel good on your hips or your knees, option to bring the feet mat width distance and then the knees together. If you choose this option, so with the knees together, then remove the pillows from under you. Just lie directly on the floor. Otherwise, we have the knees open. You can also bring support underneath the knees if you're feeling any pain. Hands can be on the stomach, or feel free to take up space here. Have the arms wide. Release the muscles, release the tension. Take some big belly breaths, the air going all the way to the bottom of the belly. It can help to have the hands on the stomach to really feel these deep abdominal breaths. With each exhale, allow yourself to release any tension that you have. Any tension in the body, or maybe that's been built up from your week. You just let it all go. Exhale, release, let it go. We're here for about another minute. Check in. Are you carrying tension in the shoulders, and can you release it? What's going on with the jaw, the tongue, even the muscles around the eyes? Take a few breaths together. Inhale from the nose. Open the mouth, release. Inhale from the nose. Open the mouth. One more time, inhale. Open the mouth. Slowly roll over onto one side. Keep the pillows nearby, but move them from under you to next to you. Come back to lay on the mat, knees bent. Arms come to a T or cactus. And then bring the hips slightly to the left, and the knees fall to the right. If your knees don't quite make it to the floor, you can bring a pillow underneath the knees. And if your knees don't touch, you can also bring a pillow in between the knees. Both shoulders stay planted on the ground. Arms in T or cactus, and the gaze to the left side if it's comfortable for the neck. Otherwise, the gaze stays up at the ceiling. Close the eyes. To intensify the stretch, the knees come closer to you. If it's already too intense, then move the knees further away. Just a few more breaths here. Feet come to the floor, hips move slightly to the right, knees to the left, gaze over the right shoulder, up at the ceiling. Try to close the eyes here. Once again, you can put support in between the knees if the knees don't quite touch, or underneath the knees if they don't make it to the floor. When you're ready, we'll take our final resting posture, Shavasana. You come onto the back. Legs extend, feet fall towards the side. Really take up space here. Palms of the hands up towards the ceiling. We end the practice with a moment for ourselves, a moment of silence. Begin to deepen the inhales and the exhales. Bring movement back into the body, the fingers and the toes. Slowly roll over onto one side. Use the arm as a pillow. Take your time in fetal position on your side. And then come up to seated, hands on the knees, eyes closed. Bring the palms to heart center. Bring the head towards the hands in gratitude for yourself and for this practice. Thank you so much for practicing with me today and with everyone else that's here and will be joining. Thank you. I hope it went well for all of you. I'll be here for a few more minutes if you have some questions about the practice, and I'll go through a little bit more about Shorshim as well as myself. So I hope it went well for you and you're feeling relaxed, but at the same time energized and ready for the rest of your day. So as I said before, on all social media, I'm Alexandra Jane Yoga. So you can find me there. And then this was part of Shorshim's Better Together campaign, which is a really cool campaign. They have a bunch of different activities that you can do with them. You can check it out at israelwithisraelis.com/bettertogether, or you can just simply tap the link in their bio. And they have a lot of different connecting at home events, so you can do all of this from the comfort of your own home and feel connected to the rest of this community. Yay, I'm glad that you're feeling good. I really love Yin Yang Yoga. I love the combination of the two. Glad that you guys all enjoyed it, and this will be available for another 24 hours. I'll just be here for about another minute, making sure that I answer any questions that might come up. And yeah, I think that's all. I hope that we can stay connected and that you have a good rest of the day. Thank you so much.